They say that your 20s are the best decade of your life, and I might agree with that. But it's also the most confusing. It's a time where moments with your friends are the most fulfilling, but it's also hard to actually find friends now that you're out of university. It's a time where you have endless opportunities for careers, but none of them feel quite right for you. It's a time where you look at yourself in the mirror, young and with hope, and yet you question if you know who you really are at your core. We all go through extreme growth and change in our 20s, and it can be hard to manage sometimes. But I wish people would stop telling me, "Oh, I wish I was 20 again," as it makes me feel like I'm doing it all wrong. I'm having fun, but should it be this hard? Hi guys, happy Vlogmas Day 4. Today I just wanted to sit down and talk about a topic that has been haunting me lately, and I think I might not be the only one. And to make it more Vlogmasy, I sat myself down next to the tree, so enjoy looking at the two decorations I have for the Christmas tree. As you saw from the intro, that topic is feeling lost in your 20s, something that we all go through. It's a real shock that hits you. There's that song, No One Likes You When You're 23. I remember I was giggling at that, like, what's so special about 23? And then I turned 23 this year and I graduated and I was like, oh, I get it. Everyone is doing better than me. I felt myself comparing myself to others more than usual recently. I'm looking at old peers and thinking, how could they get a job and I couldn't? I'm scrolling on LinkedIn and everyone is either an entrepreneur or climbing the corporate ladder. I can't help but feel behind, even though I'm trying my best to catch up. This is something that has come up in my thoughts probably once a day for the past 6 months, because I'm out here in such a transitional period where I don't have a lot of control on how much I can go bust right now. And so I'm on an endless cycle on LinkedIn of all websites. I hate that platform so much because every social media is a highlight reel, but LinkedIn hits different. LinkedIn is like, you feel so much more insecure when someone's like talking about their job and you don't have one than like if someone's went to Tenerife for a 2-week holiday and you aren't, you know? Like the career one really is gets your ego. Endlessly scrolling, looking at everyone who went to university with me, get a job and get a permanent contract and move abroad, and they all deserve it. I guess jealous isn't a word because I don't think they don't deserve it, but I'm envious. I wish I had it together like them. But that's a false feeling that, oh, because they have the thing that I don't have right now, they're doing way better than me and I'm doing terrible. Maybe some of them are. You know, you can't be out here thinking that you're the best person on earth. Whether it be LinkedIn or Instagram, people are only posting the best parts. They're not posting the worst parts. And so you can't sit and pick yourself apart because you don't have what they have. But being your 20s is such a comparison era. You just compare yourself too much. And truly everyone else is at a different stage of life than you. And you have to realize that. And you have to, you know, as the quote goes, everyone's at different paces. But who am I really? Walking down the street, I notice everyone around me has such a sense of style. They look like they feel confident in themselves. I look down at my old jumper and I ask myself in my ever-changing accent, am I that self-assured? I think I'm a good person, but I don't know much more than that. How do other people really see me? This was another big one that I felt again since graduating, because when you're in that sphere of you go to school and everyone has something in common with you because you're all from the same area, and then you go to university and these people have so much in common with you because you are interested in the same subject matter, and then when you come out and say you're like me and you move to a city in a country you're not from, in a language that isn't native to you, and you're walking around and you're like, wait, what I have in common with these people? And is it that moment where you're truly alone in a new city where you have to take a step back and be like, wait, actually who am I? Because I've been so shaped by everyone around me that I don't actually know who I am at my core. People are so adaptive, and I feel it myself. You'll even hear my accent change throughout videos depending on where I am in the world and who I've been speaking to lately. You know, it's not fun to be like that, and I want to really learn to have a strong core sense of who I am. Because in the past, I was so shaped by where I was living, what I was studying. When I was in my degree and I was hanging out with people who also had the same degree as me, like languages and travel was my personality trait. Like that was who I was. I was a French and Spanish student who liked to travel because so was everyone else in my course. And then when I came out of it, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm someone that speaks French and Spanish and I like to travel, but that's not who I am. Like, that's not my personality trait. That's not something that defines me, the same way that me being a content creator doesn't define my core. And I think it's really worthwhile to spend some time taking a step back and thinking who you really are, what's your morals, what's important to you, what's not important to you, what do you want people to see when they see you. Why is it so hard to make friends out here? Oh my gosh, back again to like, you graduate university and you've always had friends like handed to you because, well, you went to school with them, or then you studied at university with them and you went on your yearbud and they were on their yearbud too. And then when you graduate, it's like, I like never find people even my own age around here. It's scary. I'm in a new country, I'm in a new city, and how do you actually make friends? And as well, someone like me that didn't have social media, I was like, actually, how do I go out and meet people? Like, did I just go to a bar alone one night and just stand next to someone in the hopes that they'll talk to me? Like, why is it so difficult? And I had a conversation at a dinner party about this recently, and it's like, you have to be so much more intentional with making friends, because not only is it harder, but you at this age should have a way stronger sense of who you want as a friend. And so you have to be pickier too. Calling myself out, guys, I re-downloaded Facebook for the time being, for a short period of time, so that I could join lots of groups in the area to try and make friends with people. And I went to like one of the events and I hung up with people and it was really nice, and I might have made friends or I might not have, but it was very difficult walking to that event. I felt such like an anxious side come out for me, because I was like, what do I have in common with these people? I don't know who's going to be there. I don't know whether they're going to be a similar age to me, whether they're going to have similar interests, or am I going to go there and it's going to be really awkward. And I'll talk more about friendship in another vlogmas thing, but that's just a really hard part of your 20s, is going, oh my gosh, how do you make friends? Why don't I have it all figured out yet? As I sit in my cold flat because I can't afford heating, I wonder if this is normal for my age. Should I not be married in a house with 2 kids by now? I don't feel ready for that lifestyle, but I also feel guilt for having fun and spending my money on things that make me happy. Other generations tell me to stop buying flights and going out for drinks, that I'm being irresponsible with my money. But I feel too young to be settling down. When I was in university, I purposefully didn't think about what I wanted to do when I graduated, primarily because I wanted to focus on the moment and the fact that I was in university, and I wanted to be thinking about the present and putting all my mental effort into my degree and doing well. But also because I'm such an overthinker that I knew if I started to deep what I wanted my life to look like post-graduation, I would have had a horrible time. And it was great for university because I had fun. But now that I've graduated, it's like hit me like a rock. And I have to be like, okay, why is it not all figured out yet? And the reality is it ever going to be figured out yet? The second you get one thing, you'll think about the other things you don't have. And it's going to be like that for the rest of your life. And so I'm trying to just embrace this period where I feel like I've got nothing and instead focus on the things that I know I do have. And just also, I've been saying this in a few videos, but just stop deeping things. Just giggle some things off. Like, there's a lot that I'm feeling behind in right now, but I don't know, that's life. It's funny. It makes for a good character plot. Like, if I had it all figured out, I wouldn't be interesting. And so I'm trying to just not deep it. Like, normally every year I go in with such an intense plan of who I want to be in going into 2024 soon. I'm like, actually take everything as it comes. If you get a job January 1st, amazing. If it doesn't, go to Australia for a month. Why not? Like, this is the time period to try things out, to test. This is the period where you can do it. It will be way harder in your 40s when you've accumulated more things and you have more responsibilities than you do right now. And so I'm talking to you and I'm talking to myself. Do the things that scare you. Do the things that you're afraid to try out. You know, the amount of people that have come to me and been like, oh my God, I've wanted to start a YouTube channel for so long. And it's been years and they've never done it. Just do it. Go and post 10 videos, or go and try that job that you've wanted to. Go and get your mixology license and open a cocktail bar if you can. Like, try the things that are within your control that you can do. Maybe you can't become an astronaut by tomorrow. Let's be realistic. But there are things you can do. You've always wanted to learn another language. Go and take some classes on Lingoda. You've always wanted to move out of the nest and go to a different country and start fresh. Do it, you know? Why are we out here deep in things? Maybe I'm giving you guys terrible advice, but this is the advice that I feel like I need. And so maybe you do too. Okay, well, thank you so much for listening to today's Vlogmas rant. Take life with a pinch of salt. It's just not all that deep. And even though it sucks to be in your 20s sometimes, when you're 50 and your knees hurt, you'll wish you were back here. So, okay, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.